over the weekend. Some interesting moves by the Department of Justice. If you are Devon Archer, a former business associate of Hunter Biden, who was convicted of something separate, unrelated to Hunter Biden, he gets a letter literally on Saturday from the Department of Justice, not on Friday, so not a work day. It's always interesting when the DOJ is working on the weekend. Usually they don't like doing that. But they're working on the weekend. They send this official letter over. When should he report? Now, literally, he is scheduled to testify right now, which he is doing, to the House Oversight Committee behind closed doors about his business relationship with Joe and Hunter Biden. So then on Sunday, the Department of Justice had to rewrite a letter and say, no, we weren't actually trying to intimidate you as a witness. So, Dad, what people are saying is even this letter alone is witness tampering.
They are making these moves that are so aggressive and so outrageous that they're not even thinking about the consequences of their own actions. And that's why you see a Saturday move that you saw with Devon Archer, who the testimony could be devastating for the Biden family. We don't know. We don't know that yet. I'm sure the committee's finding that out right now. But you know, you talk about DOJ weaponization. That was a pretty good example.
They actually had to write to the judge. The government understands that the defendant is scheduled to provide testimony to Congress tomorrow, July 31st. That's today. To be clear, the government does not request and has never requested that the defendant surrender before his congressional testimony. So why on earth would you send a letter on a Saturday about surrendering and scheduling the surrendering?
Because they don't care.
Do you usually see the DOJ send letters like this out on a Saturday?
Never. This is the first time I've ever heard of the Department of Justice doing anything on a Saturday.
He's right.
I mean, even if they weren't trying to stop his testimony Monday, it could be witness tampering by just saying it's time to put you in prison. You understand that, folks?
This is not an isolated incident. As we well know, this DOJ has been weaponized. I mean, there's a long pattern of abuses. We've been detailing that in the House Oversight Committee, the House Judiciary Committee, everywhere we have jurisdiction. And it looks as though, I mean, pretty clearly on its face, the issuance of this letter on a Saturday, the recanting basically on a Sunday, they were trying to intimidate the witness. It is witness intimidation. It's obstruction of a congressional investigation. And it's very, very serious business.
They don't even care anymore if they get caught. It's like you never send out letters on a Saturday, and now you do when there's a person testifying before Congress about
obvious.
Joe and Hunter, and the DOJ is working Saturdays and Sundays with letters to judges.
It is so obvious what the intent of that letter was. You got a guy going in to testify to Congress who's the business partner of Hunter Biden. He's been sentenced for a year's sentence on an unrelated matter, not involving Hunter Biden, but it was a economic issue, economic crime. The Saturday before he goes in, within 48 hours of him appearing to testify before the House committees, he gets a letter saying, when are you going to report? Basically, we want that moving. We want that happening now. We got to get that moving. Sunday comes, and the Department of Justice is getting so much pushback because it so obviously looks like witness tampering. They said, Your Honor, this has nothing to do with his. We want him to be able to testify before Congress, a co-equal branch of government. We're not trying to interfere with that. Nobody believes that for a minute because they do these actions. And then it speaks volumes.
What do you think he's thinking about today while he's testifying?
What do you think his lawyer's thinking?
Right.
Put yourself in the lawyers. Is what you're getting? You're trying to intimidate my guy before he testifies?
And they haven't even filed an appeal yet. He's still in the time frame to appeal. I mean, it's getting close, but they didn't need to send it on Saturday.
No, but
they could have sent it tomorrow.
But they can't resist
today. No, they can't. And to me, it's like it's not that they want to get caught, but it's like they're flexing. They feel like it's what Chuck Schumer said about Trump when he said, if he tries to take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways a Sunday to get you.
And they're trying.
And there are now members of Congress finally saying, you know what, this is not acceptable to have these bureaucracies running that totally out of control that aren't subject to the voters or the constituencies that put them there.